Hi, and welcome back. So it is finally time for us to finish up the Divine Party Rooftop event because I need to unlock that Hermes dragon and of course finish off Mr. Cyclops. So we're going to finish with just over 2 days remaining, which is quite nice. But without further ado, let us open up these two final chests. So we open up this one and that gives us the final piece of Cyclops here, 21 out of 21, and there he is, Mr. Big Eye in the middle. So of course we need this dragon to get Hathor. So he was the main goal of this event for me, well, one of the main goals. So there we go, we have claimed him, and then we will get hatching him in a second. But then if we jump back into Divine Party Rooftop, the final chest is over here. And there we go. There is the final key, and this event is now complete. So Ned, Professor, I'm sorry, I've been acting really weird about Ned's amazing new ability. I understand, my dear. I hope you know you are indispensable to me and to Ned too. You have quite a way with dragons, unlike anything I've ever seen. Nobody can replace you, are you, you know? And for what it's worth, the Hermes dragon says it's okay. I can tell by its expression that it's relieved. I finally understood what it and the Artemis dragon were trying to tell me this whole time. I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure I skipped most of the event dialogue, but anyway. There he is. There is the Hermes dragon. So for anyone that didn't have a divine before, at least you can be happy that you've got Hermes, right? I mean, I probably wouldn't suggest for you to use Hermes in a team, but that does mean that I now have 3 Hermes dragons, which is it's a lot to take in. 3 Hermes dragons? Really? That's many Hermes dragons. I guess I should actually use my Kronos time skip here, so that we can actually get things out of our hatchery, get Cyclops thrown in. Overall, I would say this castle event was reminiscent of some older castle events, as in the castle event itself wasn't overly difficult, and the paths seemed quite forgiving, considering I've only got 3 main dragons, and I only had to skip 1 battle. So for the most part, it was quite forgiving, and I probably got a little bit lucky on that front. But Mr. Cyclops is here, which means realistically, the only thing that I'm worried about is the second chapter castle event, because we also need Pyramid. So let's hope that we can actually log in and do that. But Hathor, you're looking like a possibility, my friend. So I'm curious to see if we can make it happen. But of course, when you do finish off these events, as in you've opened up every chest, you can actually go back in this event and you'll see that each level says like 76% complete, 80% complete. And you can go back into the levels and click on every tile and just get a tiny bit of extra stuff, like some scrolls, some food, and you can push it all the way up to 100%. So with events where you finish early, a lot of people do this just for some extra resources. And honestly, if you're a brand new player, it can stack up. So I highly recommend you go and do that because, I mean, you're probably going to end up collecting event currency anyway, because, you know, you're going to collect food, you're going to be breeding, so you might as well use it and just go back into the levels and just clear out a few things and maybe get the event to full 100% complete. I don't care too much, but I'll just get a few extra resources. But that does mean that this event is complete. Walmart was kind of disappointing this week, but the other thing to note is that I could purchase Artemis right now. I could do it, but my hatchery is full, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. But we do have Artemis, so it's going pretty well, I would say. You know, so far this Divine event has been sort of nice. It did seem like they reduced the amount of tickets that we could get from these events, but I don't think they've been over the top in terms of nerfing how many we can get. But that's my opinion right now. Historically with these events, the Chapter 2 castle event has been more difficult than the Chapter 1 castle event, so I really hope that they don't make us think, oh, you know, this event's nice, you know, simple castle event, we finished it 2 days to spare, and then suddenly Chapter 2 is like, haha, you can't miss a reset. I really hope they don't do that. I'm assuming they won't, but, you know, just heed my warning. It could happen. It could definitely happen, so keep that in mind. But overall, if you have struggled with this castle event, I imagine it's either because your schedule doesn't align with the game, basically, or maybe you didn't have enough dragons available to do the castle event, which can also happen. But generally, if you just have a 3-dragon team ready to, like, you know, the one that you'd have to take on the dungeon, for example, usually you should be fine. Again, usually. But it does depend. 69 highest KO count. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, that's actually Pog. Anyway, you know, that is the event itself. We do have a different event coming next week, which shouldn't be as strenuous as this event has been in terms of 6-hour timers, but that one's not a requirement for Hathor. So doing the one next week isn't a requirement. You could technically just grind the dungeon instead of doing the event next week, but obviously, if you want the most tickets free to play, I do recommend... Oh, I forgot how cool Hathor's egg is. If you do want the most tickets free to play, obviously grind out every single event that comes your way. Speaking of which, let's open up another 24 chests just to see if we can get times 50. Do it! No, it's not going to happen. I actually have not had a single 50 drop outside of my first 5 chests in this event. Because I think it was like a week ago, someone was like, oh my god, I wish I could get drops like quacks in these events from the chest. I'm like, what? I've literally had one singular times 50 out of probably 420 chests. It's probably sitting about 420 chests, maybe more, and I've gotten a singular times 50. You want that kind of luck? I mean, you can have it. I don't think you want that, but anyway. Overall, Divine Altar, of course we've got Artemis. I am waiting for Newt to come out as well, and then we'll start on that bad boy. I'm pretty sure we should be able to get at minimum 3 of these dragons, but, you know, I'm gonna leave it at 118 just to spite you. You know, people, or 119 just to spite you. You know, everyone that's like, no, don't leave it unfinished. I'm gonna leave it like that. How do you feel? Do you feel complete? I bet you don't. Anyway, for now I am gonna skedaddle, but overall I'm happy with how things have gone. Again, I can't believe how many duplicate divines and Hermes I have. It's like I don't even have a massive selection of divines, but I have so many duplicates of the same dragons. It's actually really annoying. It doesn't show up my second Hermes because he's sitting in a habitat, but like, man, why do they keep releasing the exact same dragons but the easy ones in the easy ways? Give me more of the other ones. Well, I'll say that, Osiris and Hephaestus are here, right? But anyway, I'm probably going to be grinding dungeon next week. So if you're going to be grinding dungeon next week or week 4, let me know. Should be interesting. But for now, I wish you the best, and I hope that you yourself got everything that you could out of the rooftop event. But, you know, until next time, I do indeed wish you the best.